Going to bring the meeting back to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Here.
Mrs. Galnick,
Here.
Mr. Gibbons,
Here.
Ms. Gore,
Here.
Mrs. Henry,
Here.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Here.
Ms. Johnson,
Here.
Ms. Stantino.
Here.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Here. Mr. Bilodeau, 3.0.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Donnell. Good evening, members of the Board of Education, members of the public. This evening for item 3 on the agenda, we are lucky to have from the New Jersey School Boards Association, Dr. Lori Brando. Dr. Brandlow is our new field service representative. She's replacing Terry Lewis, who served the district for a number of years very well. So Dr. Brandlow, welcome back. I know you were here last year, correct?
Yeah.
So I know you're going to facilitate the annual district and board goal setting. So is there anything you need, or do you want to just have me stop talking and you can take the mic?
Yeah, ready. Can we get a handheld mic for our speaker? Unless you want to stand at this, but I just kind of feel it. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Testing. Okay, well, good evening, Board of Education and public. Please excuse my back. So I just wanted to, first and foremost, on behalf of the New Jersey School Boards Association, thank each and every one of you for your dedication and commitment to the children in Gloucester County. Nobody knows in Gloucester Township, nobody knows the hard work that you do. There's so much you do behind the scenes. You don't get paid for this job, but you do an outstanding job. So I want to just tell you a little bit quickly about myself. Yes, Terry has retired. She and John are probably flying to some exotic place right now. I've got huge shoes to fill, but I will do my best. So my background, 38 years plus in the field of education. We are fortunate, our FSRs, we have a mix of former board members and former superintendents now. So I was a superintendent, first and foremost in New Jersey, and school teacher, middle school principal, elementary principal, you name it. Best part was being a teacher. And I was also a teacher and a school superintendent in New York State, where I grew up as a kid, but I came back to the southern end of paradise, came back to New Jersey because I think New Jersey school boards and the state of New Jersey, as you all know so well in the papers, leads the way in education. So enough about me. In your folder, and Jennifer, I promise not to go over everything in detail, is your board self-evaluation. So congratulations to this board, because not every board in the state takes the time to do a board self-evaluation. And that is really a check mark of how you're doing together as a board. This evaluation is a new evaluation that was put together by the New Jersey school boards in conjunction with board members throughout the state. They wanted a better board self-evaluation that would match the chief school administrator evaluation. But with that said, if there's anything in here that you want us to think about and improve on, send it my way and I'll make sure I let everybody know. So if you turn to the very back, I just want you to look at the charts in the very back end of your board self-evaluation. And I know not everybody has one, so just bear with us if you do not have one. If anything that is in the area 2.5 and above on the rubric is very good. You are really tough on yourself, Gloucester Township, but you are doing a fantastic job. You are above 2.5 in many areas. Let me just highlight some of the glows, and there's going to be some grows that we have, like every board across the state. You are going to, don't get caught up in reading all this right now. You are never going to be able to read this. I had to read it several times. I pulled out some of the areas that I want to highlight and some food for thought for your board goals. After we go over this, I'm going to pass the baton to John. He did spend some time on the phone with me this week. Thank you so much, to talk about the district goals and how you've done. And he's going to share some of his thoughts for moving forward as a district. But I just want to highlight a few things from here. So on the very back page, you see that one of your strong suits is resource management and oversight. So you're doing a fantastic job there, a lot of transparency. In addition to policy is a big strong suit for this district, and accountability for student achievement. Community leadership, all of these areas, you are leading the way. All right. So on the chart, you're going to see that this is the baseline. So you're starting this right at a great point. So next year, we'll be able to compare how you did this year to next year. So there is no comparison. And then if you flip it over to the other chart on the other side, when you have time, this is your homework, you're going to be able to see the areas where all of you together, and when you fill this out, as you know, nobody sees what you put in there, but it all consolidates together. You're going to see the areas where you feel you are exemplary, where you feel that you are proficient, where you feel there's areas of growth, unsatisfactory, or not observed. And not observed just means I'm a new board member, I didn't see it, or I just have not observed that particular area. All right. So go to the very front of the self-evaluation. I'm going to walk you through quickly, and I promise we won't spend an inordinate amount of time on this. So this first indicator is vision, mission, and goals. That's what you rated yourself on. And that's very, very similar to what you rate your chief school administrators on. And that's what we do across the state. So your strengths, a lot of strengths here. You work together as a team to work on the vision and mission goals of the district. You make sure that all board members are, accountable and hearing everything that needs to be done. One of the things that popped up, and I want you to just keep this in the back of your mind, is for your district goals and your board goals, making sure that we put together an action plan. I just met with a district when I started in Burlington County, and they had great goals. And they're like, Lori, can you please come in? Because we did not write action plans. We did not make sure that we were totally keeping a good timeline. So I know that was mentioned throughout the board self-evaluation, making sure we have goals and that we stay on a plan. I will make sure after this meeting, I'll put together your district goals and your board goals in a rough draft. I'll send it to Jen and John, and I'll also attach that action plan template with an example. There is an example in your folder. You don't have to look at it right now, but with an example of how to put it together, because that will be up to the board as a whole to put their board action plan template together. And then John, of course, will work with his cabinet to put it together. All right. So mission, goals, values, you did really, really well. Let's flip to the next page. So we talked about setting goals. That was really critical. That came across. Now, policy on the very bottom, this is an extreme strength in this district. I know you have committees, you have policy reports. Throughout the evaluation, it was very, very clear that everyone is informed, that you are proactive. Of course, like every other district in the state, you're worried about like new policies that come along. So you want to continue with your policy wellness checks that you do, and just make sure you're continuing to keep each other informed. So just, staying on top of those ever-changing regulations is just something that you have to just, every single district has to do. All right. Now stop me at any time if you have any questions. I know you haven't looked at this yet, and you're going to be able to look at it more closely. Accountability for student achievement. That is one of the most important things that boards of ed do. And you do this really, really well. You take this very seriously from the comments. You have updated curriculum in this district. Your administration has been keeping all of you apprised of the progress. So just keep that going. I know that was one of your goals from last year. I'm sure you're going to be talking about it tonight with John, with me here. I just, I was very, very impressed. You're reviewing student data. You had recommended some curriculum changes that came into play, and that was fantastic. I want you to turn to page 5 of 11. Look on the bottom. You'll see 5 of 11. And the indicator is governance, team relationships, and accountability. Page 5 of 11. This is an area that you scored very, very strong on, because this Board of Education has a wonderful reputation throughout the county of really taking their job seriously. And you could tell right from the start from here. There was one area that I want to help you with that a couple of people pointed it out, which is typical for districts across the state, is just making sure you have a really great onboarding program for new board members. We do have a template that I could share with Jen if the board is interested. And each of the districts, and many districts ask for this, and they don't know that we have it. They put in their information so that when you get new board members, you have all that information right there. And when you meet with those new board members, when your board president and your superintendent meet, it's easy and it's right at their fingertips. So that's something we can absolutely help you with. But as far as board governance goes, you are doing a fantastic job. Have me come in and do an ethics presentation as short or as long as you want. That's always something that we always have to stay on top of in every district. This is something that's always mentioned. So continue to do that great work. So if you turn to page, I want you to just turn to page 6 of 11. On the very bottom, I had mentioned that we want to continue making sure that we're doing some training, action plan templates. This could be one of your goals. So just put that in the back of your mind right now, or just jot it down. As we get to the point where we're starting to talk about board goals, one of your goals could be, if you want, it could be to continue professional development and training of the Board of Education. You could, if you wanted to, work to become a certified Board of Ed, which I am working with some districts. It takes 4 years, it's 16 credits. I put information into your folder so you can look at it on your own, digest it, and talk to your board president about it. But I would maybe consider that when we get to starting to talk about board goals, because that came out in here that it would be really beneficial for you guys just to keep up with a lot of stuff. As you know, things keep coming at us so quickly now. If you go to page 7 of 11, resource management and oversight, outstanding, great job. This is a strength in Gloucester Township. You definitely are fiscally responsible. You share, you're transparent with the community. I know you're talking about a preschool. That is something we're going to talk about as a goal consideration. I think John's going to talk about that. I know you had that last year, but you might want to expand on that. So just continue to keep up the great work, audit reports. It's, there was a comment in there about, making sure that we know what's coming down the pike. Boy, I wish we had a crystal ball if we could know everything that's coming down the pike at us. So, that's just something that we just want to continue. Another thing is for us to continue to think every single district has to do this special education costs. If we can keep kids in-house, we want to keep them in-house, but least restrictive environment. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. So that's something that the board is cognizant of and will always consider. So that's outstanding. Community leadership. This is at the bottom of page 8 of 11. This is indicator number 6. Community leadership is outstanding. It's an area you want to continue to be as transparent and work together with your parents, your community, your teachers. This is something that this Board of Education values, and I applaud you for that. That's really great. Yes. And also, the Open Public Meetings Act, making sure that you conform to all the rules and regulations that boards have to follow. You do that. All right. So the board overall is doing a fantastic job with governance. So just keep it going. We can continue with some professional development to keep you up to date on other things as we move along. Now, on the bottom of page 9 of 11, this is where individual members made their contribution to the board and as a whole. So nobody's name is on it. It's just in general. I'm not going to read everything. I just want to highlight a couple of really, really important things, because when I went through this, majority of the numbers were over 3.5. So this is excellent. To have a Board of Education that works so well together, those are the boards that move the district forward and focus on students. And that is what you are doing here. And when I look at the numbers, when you have numbers on this evaluation, when you have time and you look and they're scattered all across the row, that's a board that's not working together. That is not what happened with this evaluation. All of you are tight. All of you are close with your numbers. So it shows that you are working together as a board. And there's no better thing to moving this district forward. So for your consideration at the bottom of page 10 of 11 are the board goals that Jennifer, your board president, popped into the evaluation before she made sure all of you completed it, and you did a great job with it. As far as last year, you had, continue to monitor academic progress of all student groups to ensure that they are given the opportunity to succeed both academically and behaviorally. Keep this in the back of your mind too. This might be something you want to continue. I know John's going to talk about a few things tonight with district goals, but this might be a goal you want to hold on to. All right, for your consideration. The second goal with AI, I think you put it out there. Everybody wanted to be aware of AI. My suggestion, it's up to the board, it's not up to me, would be to let your team, your in-house, the cabinet move forward with those AI initiatives and discussions you had. Maybe put that to the side and replace that with that professional development goal I mentioned before for your consideration, the board certification, if you want to. You don't have to go for board certification. I can just come in and do as much professional development as you want. And I included our updated programs in the folder. And then the last one, which I think is really important, is which you had this past year, was support the research and exploration options for a dedicated pre-K building, study benefits and return on investment. This is probably something you want to continue. John will probably talk about that tonight. So this one is also for your consideration. All right. I'm at the end of the night, when I'm done and you guys move on to your other business, I will take all the information and type everything up and get it to Jen and John in a rough draft so that you can all look it over and make sure that they look exactly like you want them to look when we start to talk about board goals. So at this time, I'm going to pause, ask you if you have any questions regarding the board self-evaluation before I pass the baton to John. All right, I know you got a lot of reading to do. If you have, now you have my business card. I am here to support each and every one of you. So if you need to reach me, if you need me for anything, I am your resource. So I'm also your sounding board. Everything you talk to me about is held in confidence. So please do. And if you look at something in here, talk to Jen, reach out to me and we'll help. All right. And I'm going to pass it now to John.
Thank you, Dr. Banlow. Appreciate that. I did, just for everyone's information, provide handwritten notes about my evaluation of the board on cocktail napkins, but Mrs. O'Donnell refused to take them. They were candid. It's a bad joke when you have to explain it's a joke. So for just to recap from 2024-25, the district had a total of 5 district goals. The assessment of those goals, along with just some empirical information that supported our progress towards them, often was found in committee meetings. The Board of Education enhanced their committee meetings this year. Often Mr. Tro leads the league in committee meetings, but that in an educational environment is to be understood as the district has concentrated on curricular goals. So Mr. Tro, I appreciate you informing the committee throughout the year and the board with your notes that go home. In addition, all the goals were further elaborated on in the superintendent's annual evaluation, which is written, supplied to the Board of Education for review. I believe, in summary, without getting into all of them, that for the most part, we made progress on those goals. I think the one, and I'm going to revisit that with a recommendation for district goals in 2025, 26, has to do with our preschool program. So with that said, Mrs. O'Donnell, if I can continue, I did have the occasion to speak to Dr. Brandlow, and I appreciate you reaching out. It was a good conversation. I have, obviously talked to the assistant superintendent. I have looked at the goals, and there are some goals that I think are certainly worthy of continuing on, whereas in other areas, I think it might be an occasion to pivot and divert and go into a new area. So with that said, I have a total of 4 that I'd like to talk to the Board of Education and the public about. The first being somewhat of a repeat. The board has constantly addressed the area of student achievement. So, Mr. Tro, not to put a collar around you again, but thank you, sorry. First goal, increase student achievement in both ELA and math as measured by STAR results. And I'm going to put a specific amount of a 5% increase for the year. $5% increase, yes, sir. So when they take the 5% in each subject area, Mr. Gibbons. Second goal is would be new. But I think it's in keeping with the support the Board of Education has provided. Again, it stays in the curricular area, but it would be implement a successful rollout of the district's new middle school science curriculum, including bringing online all new science labs during the year and beyond, because I know that Board of Education was very supportive in the construction of these labs, but we don't have all the labs that we would ultimately desire. So that's why I wanted to put the word "and beyond." The third goal is somewhat of a tweak, but it is a repeat. And it is relative to parent and caregiver involvement with their students. So it's to continue to provide opportunities for parents and caregivers to participate and celebrate in their students' education. That is very, very similar to goal 4 from last year. And I give the schools, the administrators, the teachers, and all those schools kind of a shout out, commend them for last year. I believe I counted the number of opportunities for parents and caregivers to push in and do activities in our 11 buildings. I believe the count was 284 for the 24-25 school year. So there are plenty of opportunities for parents and caregivers and people that support our schools to see what we are offering. So I commend them again for that. This is the sidebar comment. And the fourth goal, which is kind of a springboard from what the board began last year with regard to exploring options for a dedicated preschool building. The recommended goal for this year would to be approve an architect of record who will assess the board's request and provide both a formal design and necessary steps required to construct a dedicated preschool building in Gloucester Township. And they are the 4 district goals that I came up with.
Can I just interject a minute? Mr. Bilodeau, when I was pondering board goals, we came across an issue and I was thinking about something and I think of it, it could possibly be more of a district goal than a board goal. So I kind of wanted to run it by both of you and maybe you could think about it. Supporting staff development with the goal of retaining staff. Observations, identifying areas in need of support, and corrective action plans done early. So when we get new staff in, kind of cultivating their growth, taking more of a hold on that. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, but it would help the board.
I'm not opposed to. Can you repeat it?
Yes,
wanna
I
hear it.
actually did write it out. Support staff development with the goal of retaining staff.
Support all staff.
All staff,
Yeah.
yeah. Observations, identifying areas of need of support, and corrective action plans done early.
I believe we could add that as goal 5.
Mhm.
Yes. You want to send it to me? You have an opportunity?
Well,
Okay.
Can we add something to that?
we can, it's Mr. Bilodeau's goal,
If,
so.
if he would like, but is there something that we could, have like quarterly temperature checks?
Maybe make that an expectation of all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can talk about that with
Okay.
all the goals, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's a great idea. You have something to
Can
add?
I add?
Yeah.
I think probably just wording it, John, if you're okay with this, supporting all staff with the goal of, supporting all staff with the goal of, but then in the action plans, you and your cabinet come up with the specific things. Like, I know you're hearing things, but that's like for your cabinet to work on. I just wanted to add that. John, I'll type it up. I'm sure you're going to make it wordsmith it much better.
Well, I think it'll be collaborative, right? I think Mrs. O'Donnell has a good root of an idea, but as you said, we'll tweak and we'll send it back out to everyone that we're in the right house in agreement. I think it's a good ad. So appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Jen, all right, everybody good? We're going to
Mhm.
move on from district goals? All right. Good way to go, team. All
I
right,
just, real quick, I'll
Yes.
send you a pretty copy of what I just stated.
awesome.
Okay?
Perfect.
you.
And then I'll type it all up together to send both of you. Okay. All right. And then I don't need to see the action plans. Those are your babies for board and district. So Jen, I had mentioned 3 things after going through the board self-evaluation. Did you have anything else? I don't want to step on the board's toes. I just kind of extracted that.
Regarding goals.
Yes.
There are
board
a
goals.
couple, there's a couple easy things that I have ideas about. But I also do want to hear from all the board members and any ideas they have, and maybe we can narrow them down. I did want to, I know in years past, we've kind of gone over accomplishments that the board did this year. So there's just a couple of things that I wanted to mention that we implemented this year. And one was committee reports, which I think one of our goals should expand on that. But we just started doing committee reports and adding them to the meetings. We created the ad hoc committee for the AI goal, and we increased board accountability by adding the attendance report. So those are some of the other things that we did this year. And all of these ideas that I have actually came from the board members one way or another. Someone in the board eval did say something about a retreat. I had questions about that because when you have all the board together, you now have a quorum, and I see us drinking Mai Tais on the beach in Wildwood, but that's probably not the retreat you had in mind. I also wanted to do maybe committee goals as well, maybe implement that if we can. That's another idea. I think that's all. I think that's all that I had. Please, if any other board members have any goals they'd like to kind of expand on or talk about, we would love to hear it.
What were you thinking with the committee goals? What is that? Can you explain that thought?
So, who was it that brought up committee goals? It was Mrs. Hendry or Mrs. Gallen? Was it you? It was probably both of you in that AI committee that you have going on. One of them talked about committee goals, and I love the idea.
Well, in some of the committees that I'm on, we talk about different things that are going on or different problems. And I think it was on the Special Services Committee, I was on the Dr. Martin. She had all these like good ideas, and I said to her, well, I think that you should put it in a goal so then we could focus on those things. And the same thing with the AI committee, like we had a goal, but it wasn't like something that we could really produce or share. So we narrowed it down to exactly what we wanted to do and how we were going to go do it. So those, and the same thing, like when you're in different, like the buildings committee or whatever, like we want to make sure all those science labs are 100%. And, that focuses up to one of the other goals. But at least when you go to the meetings, you have something you're focusing on, and then you could get it done. Because
More
if you don't have
target.
something target, you're not gonna hit it.
Well, typically when we do committee meetings, there's always a lot going on, and most of the time we get an agenda of sorts for that meeting. Do you think that maybe a mission statement for each committee would be something?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would have to be up to the committee, because each
So not
committee
across
has
the board.
something different that they're going to produce. And I haven't been a part of all the committees, but I just know that sometimes when something's come up, then we should focus on maybe those things instead of dealing with a whole big laundry list,
Mm.
so that's my only suggestion.
The only suggestion that I have is more geared towards knowing what possibly the public needs from either the district or the board, whether it's sending out a survey and just seeing how we're doing, you know, because we may have what we want as a goal, but maybe the public or the parents or even the teachers need something from us. So just seeing what they would expect from us to keep holding us accountable and, you know, striving for that transparency.
Can I jump in? Jen? Okay.
Sure.
That's a great idea if everybody's in agreement. I think that would be something that you might want to, you could do that separately. It doesn't have to be a goal if it's okay with the team. All right. The retreat, we can put, if you want to do a professional development goal, we can put the retreat underneath that as one of the action items, and we can talk more about that. But okay, so far I have, and I just want to make sure you want to, do you want to continue to monitor academic progress of all student groups to ensure they are given the opportunity to succeed both academically and behaviorally? Do you want to continue that?
I
Yeah, that's
always,
our-
I think some board members would like it measured. We
So,
want some measurable stuff going on. Mr.
Yes.
Gore.
and so that,
No,
no,
have at it.
Kia,
Have
yep.
at it. This is your department. Go ahead,
So-
help us.
With Kia, that's a good point, because with that, you want to make your goal broad, but in those action plans, you can put down those specific things that all of you are thinking about together. So you should all be able to look at those action plans after you decide on the broad goal and what are going to be the steps. Are we going to hear a report out twice a year, 3 times a year? What do you want to hear so that your superintendent and his team is prepared? So is that what you're thinking about?
So what I'm thinking with that particular, as you call goal, I say it's what we should be doing overall anyway.
Right. That's one of the
So
key-
let's make it a little bit more specific and more actionable as far as how we're gonna measure those particular items, but we could create that as part of that action
Yeah.
plan. I think that would be a good way to kind of like unpack it all.
Yeah, and it could tie into the district goal, to John's goal. So you want to make sure that you're, supporting the work, and that would be, does that make, that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Jen? Okay.
I
Yeah.
think
All right.
part of the action plans, we need to, especially with the committees, is to make sure that we have success criteria. Because if you don't map that out, then you're not going to know if you're successful or not, or that you achieved what you
Yep.
would like to achieve.
And that's what happened with another district in Burlington County. They didn't map it out. So if you guys map it out on that action plan, that will be the best.
Sounds good.
All right. So that's the first one. Everybody's good with that one?
Mhm.
All right. Then the second one I wrote down and is support the research and exploration options for a dedicated pre-K building, study benefits and return on investment, explore design options to, and I'll elaborate it on. So I'm supporting your district goal, but making sure it's also a board goal because you have to support. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Everybody on board with that? All right. Well, this is a great team. All right. Number 3, I wrote down, this is for your consideration, continue to grow as a board through professional development and trainings. And it doesn't have to just be NJSBA. It could be other places. You could consider, it's a commitment, becoming a certified board of education. That's a 4-year process. But this way we can map it out over 4 years, but then you're starting to work towards that. So just think about it. But is that everybody good with that? Professional development and trainings? All right.
Yes.
All right. That's number 3. And and then number 4, I want to just go back to you, Jen, just to make sure I'm saying this right. You want to do something with committee goals? That was something important to the group, or?
Yeah, and I think Suzanne was saying sometimes it feels like we're covering so much in there. I don't know that if we need to meet more often or whatever, but kind of hone it down to certain issues and kind of go after those.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
tweak some kind of a goal and feel free to, change it and then just add whatever action steps you guys want for that. So a full committee goal working towards, you're going to work on that a little bit, develop that a little bit more, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 4 goals. I think that's enough. Like most boards will not go any more than 4. Is it everybody okay with that? All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So is there anything else you need from me? I'm here and I'm constantly going to be here to support you. Whatever you need from me, don't hesitate. And it's so great to meet all of you and I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask a question though? on
Oh,
one
of
thing?
course.
So on the committee goals, I'd like that, but there are some that are more reactionary than they are. Like you have a goal for it. So I like when you said like mission statement for it first. Like I don't think they all have to have maybe. a
Agreed.
goal.
I would kind of like, and I would have said this, I would kind of like the committees to kind of come up with what they would do. Like, I think we're reactionary pretty much in the policy committee, right? When new policies come out or if something happens, we need to tweak something. So a mission statement for the policy committee, I think would be appropriate.
Right.
So I would like, I would say the committees to kind of come up with doing what they want to do within the committees, because every committee is different. You know,
Okay.
what works for the policy committee is not going to work for special services committee.
Right.
So,
And then on goal number 1, if I remember correctly. What was her name? Terry. When Terry was here before, the reason that we used monitor, the word monitor in there was because it's not our job to reach that goal. Our job is to set policy and
and
it's
give
their
everything
job
they
to-
need to get to that goal.
right. So that's, I think that's why that word monitor is in there. And I understand what you're saying about those, those goals, but it's not really something that we can achieve, like to get to that. It's more of that's more of a district goal where, we're the star student at 5%. I believe that's why that's written that way. So maybe I'm mistaken or misunderstanding what I don't want to
Yeah.
say issue, but what the concern is in there.
Can you, yes, thank you. No, thank you.
No, I hear what you're saying, Keith, because it is our job to monitor those things. I just think we could probably come a little bit more specific with what we are monitoring and what those look fors would be as we are doing the monitoring. So,
How we can specifically support the
Exactly.
district in reaching their goal.
right.
That's more in the support end of it is okay, I understand. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else have any comments, board? Minutes, right? Yep. Can I get a motion to approve the executive minutes for June 23rd, 2025? Thank you, Mrs. Johnson first. Second. Ms. Gore second.
Miss President, we have an addition to the executive session minutes.
Yes, please.
We are adding that Mrs. Johnson and Mr. Hutchinson left before the last item was discussed.
Okay, sounds good. So as amended? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons.
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Stantino,
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve the board minutes for the regular meeting, June 23rd? Moved. Thank you,
Second.
Mrs. Gore with the first.
Second.
Ms. Johnson with the second. I didn't forget your name. I just stuttered a little. Any
Also,
question?
we have some added things to those minutes also.
So as amended, please.
Ms. Gore is listed as absent, but she came in at 6:02, so we're gonna add that she came in at 6:02 before the next action item was taken. We're gonna remove the committees because they were discussed in the previous thing. And the discussion of the school boards coming in today, we're gonna move it up to discussion items. It was listed at the very bottom. We're just gonna move it up to 7.1. Those 3 things. Nothing changed, just those items.
Yes. That was it, 3 items?
3 items.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons.
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Dentino?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Donnell?
Yes. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda, Mr. Bilodeau?
We do not.
Okay.
Not.
Public comments, agenda items only. If you could just give your name, where you live, and step up to the microphone. Mrs. Porter. Oh, agenda items, anyone? We'll get to that at the end. Thank you. Seeing none, we will move on. Board committee reports, professionals committee is me. Oh, really?
I'm gonna keep it anticlimactic. My items
You
were
have
just,
nothing.
no. Well, in executive session were my items.
Thank you. I was so excited for this professionals committee. So the professionals committee met on June 9th. Mr. McCauley, Mrs. Dentino, Mr. Gibbons, and myself all evaluated all of the bids that were received. Mrs. Hendry came and got all of her huge packet of stuff and evaluated them on her own, and then her input was given to Mr. McCauley. The curriculum.
The meeting was held on June 23rd. Mr. Bilodeau was there, Mr. Tro, Mr. Hutchinson, Mrs. Johnson, and myself. We talked about the board goals for attendance and discipline. We talked about the pre-K community partnership. We have 45 more students are going to be admitted to the pre-K. So that is good news because we have the 3 outside classrooms. We also talked about the science labs. The Mullen construction was started, and there'll be 3 classrooms in each middle school that will be having the science labs. And then Mr. Mr. Tro, sorry, shared with us the summer administrative training schedule. They have something going on every week in the summer, which is great. So that's all
Thank
we
you.
have.
Perfect, thank you. And then I am the HIB Appeal Committee. We met on 6/25 via Zoom. Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Hendry, Mr. Long, one of the school counselors, and myself met and discussed an HIB, and Mr. Long discussed the process of it. That is all. Report of the superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Donnell. We have Mr. Hildebrand, who's our supervisor of student sports services here. Just to add a little context of why Mr. Hildebrand is presenting each year. Board of Education, his specific department has to go and research some questionable residency issues. And there's a value to when Mr. Hildebrand and his resources are successful in that endeavor. And we typically like to report to the Board of Education the cost avoidance of when it's nice that parents and guardians want their students to attend Gloucester Township Public Schools, but it's also nice when they live in Gloucester Township to attend those schools. So with that said, Mr. Hildebrand, appreciate all of your staff's efforts. So the floor is yours, Grant.
Is that on?
I don't think it's on.
I don't think on.
All right, now I'm on. Thank you again. So each year for the past 2 years, we've done about 175 investigations. Each year, that is too. I had on the handout 3 years ago, we did 175, but I actually don't know if that's accurate. So the last 2 years, though, I can confirm we did roughly 175 investigations. The number of this year, I did a comparison of the last 3 years. So my entire career in this position is here with these things. 2022-23 school year, we found 10 students in our district who should have been going to a different school. So we had them move. Last year it was 23. This year we found 28. Number of students who lived out of district but were illegally attending GT. 2022-23, it was 61 students. Last year, that number jumped to 103 students, and I would probably take fault in that because I was a little new and shy and didn't want to be bringing all kinds of stuff to you. But once I learned the law, thank you, Mr. Long, and got a little bit more comfortable in it. We were able to push a little bit and just become more effective. So this past year, we've confirmed 91 students out. We have 9 that are still pending. And I want to do a side note that for 5 months, we only had 1 residency officer. So I don't know what the numbers are going to do, and I'll get into that towards the end of my report, but it was still a very successful year. Looking at the money that was saved, the cost avoidance, 2022-23, it was $305,000. Last year it was $786,000, and this year it is $800,000. And that money is to probably go up with those 9 pending because we did not calculate that in there. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future because we do have some barriers that we've put in place. Now that we have central registration, we have consistent eyes looking at every one of these registrations. I can tell you they've already found 3 or 4 in the couple days that central registration has been open. Our residency officers are now working and are doing door-to-door affidavits for updates, and we've already probably had 10 or 12 ones that have been overlooked for years that we've either put them in the right place or updated our statistics and had them now showing that they go to another school. So I think in the future, you guys might want to ask for how successful the affidavit process is, but fortunately, I won't be here to give that report. But I think it's a very, very good process. It's very, very successful already in the short time that we've had it. I got to give a lot of credit to Heather Wallace. She's the backbone of this. She pushes these guys. I don't want to give the names of our residency officers because I like to think of them as our ninjas out there working, and they kind of look at themselves like that, but we got some really good guys out there working right now. I think that's it. We do have a residency tip hotline, 856-545-5000. That's for anybody who's listening and doesn't have this. And there's an email as well. And it is all on our website under Student Support Services. There's a residency tip thing. So I wish I could have did a commercial, but I was told I didn't have enough time. So that's it. So that's my last one. Thank you guys for everything over the years. It's been fun. I'm very honored to have worked here. I'm going to get choked up. But thank you. Seriously, thank you everybody for all your help. Thank you.
Let's see if any board members have any questions though.
Oh, yes, I should have asked that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Any questions? We're gonna let him off easy, Mrs. Hendry. I'm a little
Yeah,
disappointed.
I know. That's how we started.
I mean, it's nice that we're saving money. The money that we're saving is because they would have possibly had special services. Is that what it is?
Some of
Or-
it.
Or
I
like
mean-
lunches.
It all depends on the case. So I mean, it all depends. What's that? No, it's all calculated into one tuition rate depending on where the student is in their school programming. And then we go off of there's an equation on there. It goes off of what the tuition rate was and how many days for when we found them to the end of the school year. And that's what comes up with that. And that's not ours. That's New Jersey Administrative Codes equation. So that's what we go off of. All the other districts do that as well.
And do the teachers have the tip line? Like they know, right?
So I will say that all of our school employees have if anything is found, there's a system and process through our school that we get made aware of. So they have referral sheets, they come to us, and that's everybody. Opening of the school year, I would go over all this with everybody, so everybody was aware of that.
And Mrs. Hendry, our teachers, a tremendous job in staying vigilant and reporting any concerns because a lot of them originate from something that a teacher picked up on.
Yes,
So they do a really nice job with that.
and shout out to the school secretaries too.
Oh,
They are
Yeah.
holding stuff there.
Right.
I'd like to just go on record stating that the possibility that we should offer a bounty. So
Gift card.
I have a lot of money.
if you know somebody that doesn't belong, maybe a gift card, $100 gift card. Look at the money we would be saving.
That's true.
That
That
just
is true.
You'd mentioned that there was a few that were caught that I forget the word you said, but it was something like they were overlooked for a little while. Are they now, because it is centralized, are they going through all the affidavit?
Yes.
And going and knocking on doors is what you were saying?
Yeah, it's almost like a two-tier system. So any new registrations coming in, go through central registration. So it's the secretaries that we already knew were really good at finding issues are now looking at every one of them. And then the residency officers are going out door to door saying, you know, to all, I think 800 affidavits we have in our district, and saying it's time to update now. We're here to help you out. And sometimes we're coming to the door and nobody who's supposed to be there is home. And then we're starting another investigation right away.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yep.
It must be a long process to go through 800 affidavits.
These guys are good. I think they have 4 schools left already and we're not even halfway through summer yet.
Wow.
So
Okay,
they're very
great.
good, very efficient.
Yeah, thank you.
So-
Anyone else? Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you, guys.
On here, right?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No?
For the balance of my report, I'd like to ask the board for a consent resolution for items 7.2B through 7.6K.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilbert. I know I have a question. I sent an email, Mr. Bilodeau, and you did not respond. Give me a sec. We have a lot of mental health screening grant coordinators. For me, that's someone who kind of looks at grants. Why do we have so many of them?
Actually, I don't know if that's someone who looks at grants. They are mental health screeners that are paid through a grant. There are 4 of them, so
Got it.
I did check with Mr. Klein. And he did put that out as an announcement within his department, and he chose 4 people, and it's paid through a grant.
That
So
makes
I
a lot
think
more
and
sense.
it's an identical number as last year.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions? Oops. No question. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
Abstaining on 7.6A as an apple, yes on the balance.
noted. Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Yes. Report of the business administrator.
Yes, asking for consent agenda. I'm gonna vote this in 2 areas. The first 2 items, 8.1 and 8.2. Asking the board to table the financial aspects for the end of the year. It normally takes a good month or 2 to close out the year. So June will be available in the month of August. So I would like for the board to approve 8.1 and 8.2.
Can I get a motion to table?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Stewart. I can do all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
And then asking for consent agenda for the board to approve 8.3, which is the bill payments through and including 8.7H.
So moved.
Second.
Stewart first, Ms. Johnson second. Do we have any questions? None?
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Need coffee. In looking with, the lunches and what is still outstanding, is that better or worse than it was last year?
What number? Do you have that number in front of you?
No, I don't, it was in the,
Hold on.
Well, what she's referring to is we're approving the lunch prices. So
Yeah.
this is a question probably off of that.
yeah,
Mhm.
It's about the same.
with the, kiddos still owing money.
Yes.
Uh. 8.7 A is an apple.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
I'm no on check 137938. Yes on the balance.
noted. Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
I am a no on check number 137938. Yes on the balance.
noted. Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
No on check number 137938. And abstain on check number 137943. Yes on the balance.
noted. Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell,
I am abstaining on check number 137946. And then yes on the balance.
noted. Thank you.
Any old business, Mr. Bilodeau?
I have three items. I'll go quickly. Last meeting, Mr. Gibbons and other board members inquired about the concept of the Gloucester Township Municipal Utility Authority supplying mulch in lieu of the board purchasing it from I believe the county conservatory. So I did speak to township officials. I did speak to supervisor for township facilities, Mr. Bucciaroni, and he indicated that the MUA does create something from, the different leaves and deciduous things they acquire, but it is not mulch per se.
Mhm.
It's more of compost that someone that would use for planting. And so I think I'm going to make a further inquiry. We do have out at Ann Mullen School a greenhouse, which I know that some of our students with special needs are involved with, and perhaps the teacher out there who facilitates that could use that in growing for the greenhouse. So I'm going to kind of keep that a little bit active, but it's not mulch that we buy that's more decorative that goes around trees that we get at the county conservatory. This is like compost for plants. So I did look into that. Second thing, to Mrs. Hendry's point, I guess I'll throw that in there. Those, I think you're referring to those individual parents and guardians that are not classified as free lunch or reduced lunch, but should be paying for lunch. As you know, post-COVID, that has been a phenomena in the district. And I would like to report that it has improved. It has only slightly. I believe at the end of the year, instead of plus 160,000, it's only plus 150,000 in arrears for the 24-25 school year. And the third item, relative to having people meet their obligations, later this week, I will be enunciating to parents and guardians about the student activity fee that is now a board policy. That board policy indicates in writing that for non-academic clubs and for athletic participation, the family essentially has to be in good standing. And that good standing has to be acquired before they can even pay the fee. So I will be sending out that good news for the balance of the summer. And that is all the old business I have. Thank you.
Any new?
I do have one new piece of business. If anybody would like to know, we do have a newly minted assistant principal at Blackwood Elementary School. Ms. Tressa Lewis is an internal candidate. And so Tressa, if you want to stand and be recognized as the new administrator of Blackwood, congratulations. Mr. Lessman, you're supposed to tell her she had to speak for 7 minutes in front of the board. All right, all right. That's all the new business. Thank you, Mrs. O'Donnell.
Okay, public comments? Mrs. Porter,
Oh,
you want to step?
Yep.
Public comments,
Great.
any items?
A lot of items here. Hi. What does the good standing mean? I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Is that lunch accounts? Like, I'm so sorry. I don't understand. What does good standing mean?
That means if you owed money to food services or you
Right,
owed
but
money
which
for like a
one- for which
Chromebook.
Kids, like, how does that
Oh,
work?
if, that's a great question. In the policy, the board's taken account for those students that would be on our reduced
Or
uh,
free lunch?
or free, the annual activity fee for people who are on paid lunch is $10. Those people who are on reduced lunch, it's $2 per year, and those free, it's free.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm so confused
Yeah.
with like the whole lunch account
It's
thing.
new.
To me, it's
Well-
offensive because like I've been a single mom with 2 daughters years ago. And now I have a husband and a son and I'm raising my niece and life is good.
Sure.
We own our own business, like life is good now, but before it wasn't. And when it wasn't, like, we didn't know how we were gonna make ends meet to pay lunch accounts. So I can't imagine like a school district ever not paying a kid's lunch account. Like, to me, it's just sad to ever think somebody on the board would ever think, oh my God, they didn't pay their lunch account. Like, how could they if they couldn't, right? Like, let us pay it. Let somebody in the, like auction it off to us, like I'll pay it. If there's 3 or 4 or 5 kids that can't pay it, let me pay it. I'm just being a mom, right? I'm so sorry to say it that way, but I'm tired of hearing it like in your board meetings. So moving forward, I just wanted to come here tonight, Mrs. O'Donnell, Mrs. Dentino. I just wanted to come and make you aware that I had a meeting this morning on Zoom with Kevin O'Brien, Mrs. Faris, for my son's placement following his neuropsychology report. Mr. Bilodeau, you're well aware, I emailed you multiple times about it. And they pushed for my son to go to an out-of-district placement, which is weird to me. I have to come to the board and tell you like how weird this is. When I came last summer to advocate for Gregory in your district as a MD student or LLD, learning language disabled, from Stratford to here, right, in your district, because I grew up here. My husband grew up here. We're all from here. So, Lex, you okay? Okay. So in that, I'm appalled. I have to say, after doing the 8-hour test with my son and then bringing it to your district with proof of what he had in his autism diagnosis, like formal autism diagnosis, because they continue to dance around us, whatever they do with Dr. Martin. I have to say, like, it was appalling to me today to be on the line with Kevin O'Brien and Jen Faris and them say, Mrs. Porter, we can send you to Archway program. We have it lined up. You can just tour. I don't know who you're touring. I'm not going. My son was placed here. My son, do you want me to sit down and get back up? I'm happy to let,
If you're almost done, then I'd much rather you.
I'm almost done. I just want you to know what happened.
no, I
Because
hear
to
you.
me as a mom, my family leaving for Florida at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I'm here instead of packing. Like, I want you to know I'm supposed to be packing for American Airlines at 5 a.m. I'm here tonight with my like, I'm here. I worked all week. So I can tell you wholeheartedly, when I had the Zoom today with Kevin O'Brien and Jen Faris and the teacher at Lewis, the MD teacher, who encouraged me to go tour another OOD placement for my son Gregory. I'm not touring anything. You're gonna accommodate my son or I'm gonna sue. Like, I'm not even a person to threaten or any, like, I let you place my son last year, last September, August, September, I came here and begged you to place him in an empty setting. Dr. Martin said there was no, he didn't need it. He didn't, I went to the New Jersey Department of Education multiple times for emergent relief. We ended up here, right? I came from Stratford with Devin Schaefer with LLD. He was amazing. I came here. They took away his MD. They put him in Gen Ed. Dr. Martin did not listen to anything I said. She placed him and mailed us his setting. I went to New Jersey Department of Education. The judge said that was illegal. You cannot mail a parent their setting. We wrote it out. Like, I homeschooled my son for 5 months on Acellus, which we paid $190 a month, Mr. Bilodeau, to do that. I'm just being very honest as a mom. I can't reiterate to you enough how disheartening it is to me to get on a Zoom this morning with Kevin O'Brien, Jen Faris, and the teacher, Mrs. Potter at CW Lewis, the MD teacher, and them tell me Gregory would do great in a OOZ. My son's not going to a OOZ. We haven't even tried the MD setting yet. I don't know if your board is aware of this. How much money does that cost? When I've been advocating for Gregory for since last summer when we moved here last May in Valley Brook. I moved to Doral Drive last May 1st and came here and begged you guys to give him the MD setting. They didn't listen to me. Dr. Martin fought me the whole time with Parker and McKay and all them high-end lawyers that the district paid for. All I'm saying is that I will not place my son ever in an OOD setting when I begged you guys for this MD setting. And I don't know that you're aware or not. Can I tell you, I've been calling CST for weeks. They don't call me back. Her name is Maggie Grace. What is her name? Mrs. Grace? It tells me on the voicemail, Mrs. Grace. Leave a message. I leave a message. They don't call me back. I have to call Lori Cavallero to get a return call. I said, Lori, I live in Valley Brook. I will drive up the street for my son anytime it's urgent and sit in your office here and wait for a return call because I'm not going to keep leaving messages for weeks at a time. All I'm saying is this. My son is not doing an OOD placement. You should be aware that they encouraged us to do that, to tour that. Who's paying? That's $64,000. I looked it up. My kid's in private Catholic school, my 2 daughters, at Paul VI, $12,000 a year. My son does not need an OOD placement, Mr. Bilodeau. He needs MD setting with accommodations. And for Mr. O'Brien to ever suggest that today, I'm appalled. I'm appalled as a mom because I came here last summer. I'm appalled as a person. You should know that they're wasting your money. They're wasting your money. And if Dr. Martin was to retire soon, so be it. It would be an amazing thing for your people.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Thank you, Mrs. Ford.
listen, I'm gonna, soon enough, I will be on your board of ed. I will be that parent that's over here,
love
like
that.
you, Mrs. O'Donnell.
I love that.
I'm not going away. I grew up here. I was raised here. My husband was raised here on Ariel Road. I will be on your board of ed before long enough. Not right now. I have some medical thing. I'm coming. I'm
Awesome.
telling you, I'm coming very soon.
Thank you
But
so much.
I just-
Let us move on. If you want to come back up after other people get the opportunity, I'll call you back up.
I will.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak? Hey, but you have to come to the
Gotta come to the
microphone
mic.
because the camera can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't need one. Hi. Raymond, where do you live?
Chip Pilders from Glen Oaks, used to be Gloucester Township, still Gloucester Township. I'd like to commend the board for your increased science curriculum and your manipulatives and your labs that you're building. 37 years, I had 2 textbooks. And now to hear there's another thing coming. So keep it up. Keep pushing the science as the kids need it. Thank you.
Come back as a teacher in those new labs.
Thank you.
Well, I was wondering on the third Sunday of each month, no, just.
Is the calendar okay with you for the next year? Oh, is that what you said?
I'm waiting for the new calendar.
Your microphone wasn't on, Mrs. Tintino. I didn't hear you. Thank you so much. Any other comments on any items?
See if anybody else.
Give me a hot minute. Okay, sure.
Sure, great.
Come on up.
Mr. Bilodeau, I just wanted to remind you how much money it costs to send a kid OOD, and I'm not participating. So maybe when you speak to Dr. Martin and Kevin O'Brien, you can remind them that Mrs. Porter is not part of that. My son is going to try his MD placement at CW Lewis with his revised day at 1 p.m. schedule, like he did at Loring Fleming, and you provided that for my son, Mr. Bilodeau. You called me on the phone and provided that for him after me and my husband homeschooled him for 5 months. So I can only say wholeheartedly, like, they need to get it together. It's a mess. It's a mess. And how dare you try and insist that we send him somewhere? I'm not sending my son anywhere. That's an ADA violation and I will sue. Like, well, I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you, like, they're pressing the wrong parent. I'm not going anywhere. My son deserves to be here in his home school district. And that's where he's going to be, whether it be CW Lewis, because that's where the MD setting is. I'm not moving him. I'm not placing him into Bancroft or Archway or whatever program Mr. O'Brien told me that they already called the school and had it set up for me to tour. I'm sorry, why did you waste your time? You didn't do that last year when I brought my son here to be MD, right? He was supposed to be in the least restrictive environment. While doing that, I think it's a real liability for anybody who doesn't understand that it's a huge ADA violation to force that into a family. And I'm not going anywhere, but I will sue your district if they do not comply with my son's ADA accommodations. And I'm not saying that in a threat. I'm saying that as in, I'm his mom and I'm not going anywhere. We prayed for this, we paid for this, and we practiced for this. We went to so many tests. He did an 8-hour test for that doctor, and they threw it back in my face and told me he can be in an OOD. I don't want your OOD placement. Dr. Martin told me that he did best in a least restrictive environment, right? Why would I place him in OOD now? It doesn't make sense, right? Why didn't you do it last year when I came here to you last September, October, right? Is it me? No. I just want you to know, because I don't know what they pitched to you here, but I'm the mom and I'm going to drive up the street every time. I'll come up here every time and tell you. It's wrong.
I'll certainly have Mr. Bilodeau reach out, and I don't know what transpired today or what he knows or doesn't know, but I'll have him reach out to that department and get it figured out.
Mrs. O'Donnell,
Yeah.
Gregory is not going to an OOD.
I hear you. I heard you.
And they can pitch me whatever they want. I
gotcha.
told them
I hear
today,
you.
oh, he can do this, he can do that. No, he can't. You
Okay.
told me last year it's the least restrictive environment. This year
Well,
it's the same.
somehow everyone worked together and made you extremely happy because you came last month and
Last
told us that. I'm gonna try to get that to happen again.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Yeah. Anyone else have any? Seeing none? Should I skip over board member comments? Board member comments?
I want to congratulate Tessa Lewis on her promotion, so that's great. I also wanted to ask, because I know Mr. Hildebrand has done a great job. He's come to a lot of board meetings and showed us a lot of different presentations on many, many different things. And do we have a replacement for him?
We could never, no.
No, I don't. I know we can't replace him, but is there somebody gonna follow in his footsteps? Because he does a lot of things and he informs us on all the things that are going on in schools.
We are in the process of acquiring a replacement for Mr. Hildebrand. That posting closed today. Closed
Okay.
today.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Thank you for coming out.
I also want to congratulate Miss Lewis. You're great. That's all. Mr. Hildebrand, I know I said it last month. You will be missed. I appreciate everything. You did so much for the district in your role. And on top of that, saved us a boatload of money. So I so appreciate what you've done. And good luck. And I guess I wish you well. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Second.
I was waiting.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbons. Doing all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.